Hello, I'm Finn, the owner of 34th Vintage. We're a new vintage store selling 80s, 90s, 2000s designer pieces and some Margarets. The philosophy behind the business is mainly sustainability, bringing older pieces from past generations back and kind of giving it to a new generation, reusing clothes that would otherwise just be thrown away, and highlighting specific unique pieces that you're not going to find every day. I source a lot of my items from private vintage warehouses where I'll go for the entire day and I'll sift through floor to ceiling clothes and pick out the best bits that I want for the shop. I also buy off private collectors and then just do a bit of searching myself and find things. So the name 34th Vintage comes from my house number of all things. My passion for vintage originally came from my mother, who's worked in fashion her whole life. I got into vintage specifically through collecting kind of unique things from the 80s and 90s and realized I could turn it into a business. Some of my favorite pieces in the store I have would be this piece here, which is a 80s Aston Villa t-shirt, which is a single stitch t-shirt, meaning it's usually from the 80s or 90s. It's a very rare piece, something you're not going to find every day. Another one would be this 1994 Super Bowl jumper. It's a very rare piece which was released in America, and when I found it, I was beside myself. Another one of my favorite pieces is this 80s Harley Davidson full leather jacket. It's very heavy, real leather, and even for how old it is, it's in amazing condition, and I think if it's lasted that long, it will last a lot longer. I believe my customers are passionate about vintage, as it's, again, feeding into going against fast fashion, feeding against consumerism. Some of the pieces in here are 40 years old, and they'll last you another 40 years. I'm a local boy, know a lot of people around here, and it's nice to be part of the community here. I believe a place like Crown Road, which is built all completely from small independent businesses, if you don't support businesses like that and we don't come together and kind of keep unique little quirky shops like this alive, our high streets will look very different. We're always getting new stock in. It's a very friendly vibe in here. We're always playing good music. There's big things coming in the future for the shop. We've got different things in line, and we've got such a varied range of stock. So please come down, have a look, and we'd be happy to see you.